Hi everyone, my name is Lauren Hernandez and I'm a journalism and mass communication student in your class. I'm actually a political science minor and this is the last course that I'm taking to complete my minor, so that's pretty awesome. I'm really enjoying the course so far, but enough about me and on to the project. So I took the side global climate change is a major national security issue, and I took this side because we've already seen a lot of the effects of climate change and it will only continue to get worse if nothing is actually done. So global sea levels have actually risen about 8 inches since 1880 when the first reliable record keeping was beginning, according to NASA. And according to the Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change, there's a more than 95% probability that human activities over the past 50 years have warmed our planet. And through my research, I looked at NASA a lot. I found that very helpful, and it's a helpful tool for the public. Currently, we are actually seeing that glaciers are shrinking and ice on rivers and lakes are breaking up earlier. Plant and animal ranges have shifted and trees are flowering sooner. Some other effects that scientists predicted are actually happening now. So this aids to our argument that a lot of these things that were predicted are accurate and have come true, not to our benefit. So some of these predictions that have become reality are the loss of sea ice, accelerated sea level rise, and longer, more intense heat waves. Scientists have confidence that global temperatures will continue to rise for decades to come, which is largely due to greenhouse gases produced by human activities. Human activities have proven to not aid well with climate change. It is showing that we are accelerating the speed of it, and this has led to rising temperature, which some areas cannot sustain, drier or wetter areas, which some areas cannot sustain, including the crops or the animals. A stronger greenhouse effect will warm the ocean and partially melt glaciers and ice sheets, increasing sea level. Ocean water also will expand if it warms, contributing further to sea level rise, and it can also lead to crop loss. This poses a great threat to our food security worldwide and to agricultural workers. This is a factor and argument that really aids to why this should be a global security issue. Climate change can increase pests, weeds, and more as they thrive in warm and wetter climates, which climate change has proven will happen. And it can also pose a threat to our health, as we don't know what these pests carry. And rising CO2 has actually shown that it contributes to plant growth stimulation, but the negative to this is it can reduce nutritional values to most foods, including reduction of protein and minerals that most of these plants carry. Moving on to recent events of climate change, so California fires. Since January, California has had more than 9,279 wildfires burning 4.1 million acres, which is more than double their record in 2018, according to CAL FIRE. In my own reporting for Cronkite News, I did a series on this, and I did the effects of climate change and wildfires this year in California on wine country in Napa, agriculture in California, and to cannabis country in California. So next, moving on to animals. A lot of animals are actually in danger because of climate change. This includes polar bears, tigers, monarch butterflies, and much more. And this is according to the World Wildlife website. And for an example, a monarch butterfly, they're heavily dependent on environmental cues for reproduction, migration, and hibernation. And then a giant panda feeds almost exclusively on bamboo plants. So a lot of these animals are very dependent on the current area that they are living, and they can't really adjust. The Guardian also explains some foods that are at risk. So cherries, beans, wine grapes, corn, and the animals that feed it. A lot of those are in danger. Cherries, for example, they thrive off chill hours. So if they're not getting these few cold nights, they're not gonna produce as fast. The Guardian actually said in 2012 that the Michigan cherry industry lost 90% of its tart cherry crop after a late freeze. So that's already proof of it happening now. But another example is in Australia, the Great Barrier Reef has warmed due to climate change, and this will lead to bleaching and not thriving coral, and this will affect sea life. And there's a lot of other areas such as Haiti, Nigeria, Manila. A lot of these areas in the future, according to Time magazine, actually will start feeling these effects. Manila is on the coast, so they already experience severe natural disasters, and this could happen more frequently. Climate change, which has led to glaciers, they're melting, and that's a threat to our health actually, which many might not think, but scientists have found that there's a lot of deadly bacteria and viruses that have been absent for thousands of years that have been found in in the ice, and with it melting, it will only rise, and it poses a threat to our health. In the future, temperatures will continue to rise. More winter and spring precipitation is projected for northern US, and there will be a lot more issues that, if we don't do anything, will continue and get worse. But kind of for the solution, BBC actually recommends, they say that their number one thing is limiting the use of fossil fuels such as oil, carbon, and natural gas, and replacing them with renewable and cleaner sources of energy, all while increasing energy efficiency is really the main goal and what we need to do now. There's, of course, a lot of things that us and the community can do, but a lot of these issues raise to higher government. Well, that was my argument for why climate change should be a national security issue, and I can't wait to see all of yours.